Hey guys, how's it going? So today we are going to be focusing on putting some Christmas touches around our balcony and portico area. Can you see how foggy it is behind me? It is such a beautiful day out here today. It feels like a good day to be out decking the halls a bit. You can see that I already started. I had just a really short window of opportunity yesterday afternoon. So I got out here and I put a garland around the door. This is just the pre-made garland that you can pick up. I picked this up at Home Depot. I put a double layer of garland though to make it look thicker because otherwise they can look a little scant. Which they look great around a single doorway, which is what I did up front by our front door. But right here, this doorway is so big, I mean, a double door, it just needed to be a little wider. So I got that attached. To do that, I have 4 cup hooks, like the little hook with a screw on the end, and they're right above the molding of the door. So I put a piece of paddle wire, I attach it and kind of have a long tail sticking out. And then I just pop the garland up there and tie the wire around it. It's super simple and fast to get that done. Anyway, so I got that done, and then I also attached garland to the balcony railing, which I've never done before, and I think it's so pretty. I just love it. So today, what my plan is to get some wreaths, not for the double doors. I'm actually gonna be making those at the wreath class at the garden center this Saturday, which I'll probably bring you along for. But I was thinking of just picking up 4 very simple wreaths to center on the windows. There's 2 windows up there. Let me back up more. 2 windows up there, 2 windows down here. I thought I would center some wreaths on those windows. I do have the trio of plow and hearth trees that are lit right kind of in front of that window, so I'll shift them over a tad. And then I want to get some red ribbon to make bows for like where the garland goes up there and then the corners of the garland here. And I want to keep this fairly simple. I want just greens, bright pops of red, possibly some Christmas lights. And then I do have some greens. I've got to go get a few more though to fill the 2 window boxes underneath the lower windows. So these right here. I'm going to put pine cones around this, keep the boxwood topiary simple. I need to swap the pillows out for something Christmassy. And I'm not going to do anything over the top in the window boxes either. I just want it to be a lot of greenery, maybe some branches in there. I just am kind of liking the simple look. I always kind of go between wanting to use bright red or wanting to use more gold, even like to the more yellow side of gold. I did that on our mantle one year with evergreen garland, and then it was almost kind of like just a yellow. And it was beautiful. I love that look with orange pomanders and pomegranates and things like that. And so I always struggle deciding which way I want to take it, but I don't think I've ever done bright red up here, which I think would look good with the white house, the black shutters. So I made myself a list. I need to pick up 4 wreaths, a bunch of red ribbon, and then some greens. I'm going to go do those errands, and then we're going to take after this and just kind of finish it up today, except for the wreaths on the door. That'll look empty until later. And that's kind of how all my decorating projects are going this year. Just a little this and that here and there. It's a good way to do it, I think. I just talked about that in our last video, how relaxing decorating has been this year. Doesn't feel overwhelming at all. Oh, hi. Hello.
You scared me.
I'm here for some greens.
Oh, we've got greens. And we've got a little class going on up there.
Okay, so I don't want to interrupt that.
It's just a little group of 4 and they're just awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, they'd love to see you.
You want to come fill some of my window boxes?
I'm taking Sophia ice skating.
Oh, that's right. Well, fine. I guess that sounds like more fun. All right, I think that's perfect. I'm back home. I've got a bunch of beautiful things in the gator I'll show you here in a second, but I did learn one thing when I was out, and that is if you have a decorating project where you need a bunch of the same item, like a bunch of the same ribbon, don't wait until December 2nd to try to go find it because you'll have to substitute with something most likely. And I think that this will work fine, but I was kind of hoping to find ribbon that was this wide because for an area this big, you pretty much, I mean, you need to do everything in bigger sizes than like on a single door, like our front door. So this will be fine though. This will work. And it was inexpensive. So 30-foot rolls for $3. I think that's pretty good. We've got a box of incense cedar. Gorgeous. Always love that. This is Arctic Fire Dogwood right here. Princess Pine. We've got, this is full of noble fir boughs right down here. And then I've got pine cones from just throughout the years. So ones that I've gathered up in the hills. I bought these at the garden center probably like 15 years ago. And then I've got a ton of blue spruce cones from our spruce tree that fell down. And then I also have the pre-made wreaths that I bought. And I actually went artificial with the wreaths I'm gonna be putting on the windows because I can use them from year to year. And I would eventually like to do like the whole front of the house, all the windows with wreaths with red bows. And I don't know, I feel like if I chip away at it and just do like one side of the house at a time, that's perfect. And then I don't have to buy them from year to year. I'll just save these for next year and they can come right back out. And they're super duper simple, which is perfect. I might even though I don't really love these pre-made bows, I don't know, I might make new bows. We'll see. Is this even close? Does this match? Pretty good. Definitely would be a time saver just to leave the bows. I never liked like this tiny loop in the center. Like I want all the loops to be the same size. And then if it's wired, you can kind of manipulate it to be, you know, what you want it to be. I don't know why, it's just a thing. A weird thing. I'm weird. That's not bad though. All right, so I think I'm gonna start with all of the wreaths and bows first. We'll get that done. And then we will work on window boxes and containers. Those turned out so cute. Look at those. I ended up taking off the pre-made bow and I made my own. So we've got 2 wreaths hung. Now we're going to be making bows for right here and for the garland up top. I'll probably make the others for the wreaths that are going on the windows upstairs as well because I've got a nice place to sit right down here and a cup of coffee. So we're making bows for the next little bit. Okay guys, I'm gonna show you how I make a ribbon or a bow, I guess, real quick. So I have a piece of paddle wire pre-cut. I don't know, a little over a foot long. Does not have to be this long. It's just enough to tie it around the middle of the bow, and then it gives me some tails to attach it either to a wreath or a garland. So I'll just have this sitting aside. No, Russell, you cannot come up here. Nope, I've got coffee. No, move it. Okay. Determine how long you want your tails. Leave a little bit of extra length so that you have the option of cutting them shorter. So I'm going to leave mine about like this because this is for the garland, so it needs to be a little bit bigger. So we've got our ribbon, and this is definitely one-sided. We want this side to show right here. So I'm going to pinch right here where I want to start my first loop, and I'm going to pinch and twist it to where you're seeing the inside of the ribbon here, the outside still here, and then you create your first loop. And the size of loop you create in the beginning will determine how big your bow is in the end. So you kind of want to keep your loops consistent. I'm going to make mine, since this is wired, I can kind of manipulate it and make the loops a little smaller after the fact. If it's not wired, it's a little bit harder. So I'm going to make them about yay big right there. So I've still got it pinched right here in the center. Now we're seeing the outside of the ribbon here and the outside still here. So now we're going to take this ribbon, turn it again. So we're seeing the inside. We're just making sure that the inside of the loops have the kind of bad back of the ribbon, like that. So I've got it pinched still, twist it, make your loop. And I'll fuss with it more in the end. We got the ribbon here, gonna get more slack. Twist, make our loop, and I'll probably do 7 or 8 loops here. 7. Okay, I'm gonna mess with the loops for just a minute, just to see if I like the way this is turning out. I'm gonna do one more. Probably less loops if the ribbon is wider. Okay, so I'm gonna cut, if I can find my scissors, hang on. Where are my scissors? How do I not have my scissors anywhere? Hello, scissors. So I'm gonna cut this tail about the same length, but I want more tails than just 2 because that's a massive bow to have only 2 tails. So we're gonna take this and just pop it right up here, pinch it, and yeah, I think that'll be nice. And then we'll take our wire right here, and I'm just gonna put it around the back side of the bow. So I'm just wrapping it around everything we just pinched. So it's really, except for that extra tail, it's all one continuous piece of ribbon. And then we are going to tighten it as much as we can here. Twist, twist. So those are the tails where we can attach it. And essentially we can just start fussing with it to make it the shape we want it, which oftentimes I'll just pop it up where I want it to go first. Hello. And then I'll fuss with it after the fact. Okay. So I'm going to attach it now, and then we will kind of manipulate the top and then cut the ends. All done up here on the balcony. I wanted to show you, this is kind of the view from this side. You can see the Hartley and the barn and the chicken coop. Down into the Versailles garden there. And then this side, you can kind of see right now where the cut flower shed is out there. Usually like the crabapple and the ash tree are full of leaves, so you don't really see out that way too much. Anyway, since this isn't seen from close up, I didn't even try to hide the infrastructure. You can see all the wire. So the bows are just attached with their paddle wire, so is the garland. If this was more visible, I would probably use a heavy fishing line so that they weren't seen. But we've got 6 bows. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to clean the floor up here. 5 and 6. Then you can see the trio of trees here. I moved them to the side a little bit, but I really like to see the lights shining through this window at night. But we've got the wreath there, the wreath on that door, and the wreath on that window. We'll head back down so we can take a look from down below to see what this looks like. I did trim up the ribbons as well, just a little bit. I don't know that they match exactly, but I don't think it matters that much. All we have left to do are the window boxes and the couple of containers. This is going quite a lot faster than I thought it was going to, honestly. I'm glad I got wired ribbon, and I'm really happy with the ribbon. Like, I thought that I was going to be a little bit unhappy with the width of it. I thought that it needed to be a lot wider, and I do think wider would look good, but I don't think it was necessary. I think it still shows up and it's still really pretty. I'm loving it. Oh yeah, that looks so cute. How classic is that? I hope that these bows hold up through the winter, because I would love to be able to use them again next year. Okay, I'm gonna clean up my mess here from bow making. Honestly, I'm surprised that I have so much left. So I have these 2 rolls, a part roll right here, a piece large enough to save, and then another part roll I have in the gator. So that's awesome. I can use these for other things. Anyway, after we clean this up, we're gonna tackle these and those. got it done for today. Like I said, there are a couple of things like the wreaths on the doors that I'm going to be making here in a couple of days, but I am just absolutely loving it. It's just looking so cute. Of course, if I stand way back, you'd be able to see all the detail up there, but we just took a look at that. It's amazing how just bringing in a little pop of red here and there really does it. Now, a couple of things that I might add, in addition to, we'll do wreaths right here. So you got to imagine those. I might do lights here, but I might not, just because these pillars are wrapped with so many lights that it's quite bright in here. And I did tuck some lights down in the window box, which this window box took like 5 minutes. It's amazing how quickly it goes. Well, once you gather all your stuff, I think gathering is the step that takes the longest. There's our wreath with the little red bow. Some just plain red pillows. I think those look really good. I actually kind of like that they don't have any pattern or words or anything on them, because then I can use them for more than just this Christmas display. I was thinking about the possibility of adding in a bow right down here. What do you guys think about that? Just a little bit of red color down there. So it's something I might just try when I add the wreaths. The wreaths might do it though, just enough. I'll probably put a bow on the bottom of those wreaths and let the ribbons come down this way, and that might be enough. One other thing that I actually decided to skip just for today was filling up the containers with greens and branches. I was just gonna do them very simple and just tuck in greens, pine, and fir where there are gaps, and maybe some red twig dogwood in this one. And I might still just do that, but I was kind of thinking of something brighter, but I'm not sure. I'm going to give it a day or two to think about it. I did take the purple cabbage out because the purple and the red were just not jiving at all, and the cabbage was looking quite sad. Like the whole bottom of it was all brown, and anyway, I just decided to pop those out. I like it better without them right now anyway. So let's take a closer look at this one right here. Now you can see I've got a white cord that goes down the house. You kind of just do what you got to do for Christmas lights sometimes. It goes underneath the mat, and then the plug-in is right back behind this piece of garland. And then the other one, of course, was able just to come from that plug-in right up into that window box. For the window boxes, I basically just popped greens in. I started with a layer of fir because that's the bulkiest green. I did the whole thing with fir. Then I popped the Arctic Fire dogwood branches in there, just spaced them out equally. You could go a lot thicker with those if you wanted to, but I don't think it's necessary. And then I went in with some incense cedar. Before I started in with pine, I did tuck the lights down in. Now we're going for more of just kind of a glow from the lights rather than seeing the light strands themselves, although you can see some of the lights in there. And it's something we'll probably fuss with at night, but again, all of these pillars are wrapped with a lot of lights, so I don't know how necessary having lights in the window boxes actually is. It looks pretty right now. I love that. Soft little glow in there. And the last step, I went in with the princess pine, which is kind of like the fluffiest one. And that's basically it for today's project. I am so thrilled with this. It makes me feel excited about tackling maybe another side of the house next year with kind of the same theme, eventually making our way all the way around so we have one cohesive look on the house. I think that would be really pretty. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed myself. What a beautiful day. Starting out foggy and now it's kind of sunny. In fact, I think I can take my coat off at this point. But stay tuned, because in a couple of days, hopefully we'll have some wreaths to hang here on these doors and you can kind of see it look a little bit more complete. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.